This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for the first day of spring. Monday, March the 20th. Spring begins. The vernal equinox at 4:24 this afternoon. But it certainly didn't feel like spring this morning. We had some spots in the upper teens across Alabama this morning. Another freeze likely tonight for much of the state. But then by the end of this week, we'll be in the low 80s. So spring fans, hang on. Your time is coming. This is the upper air look across the country. This afternoon, little wave east of the state. We have subsidence, sinking air, and a very dry air mass. Visible satellite view. Got a few high cirrus clouds across parts of the state. Otherwise, the sky is absolutely sunny. Temperatures are still struggling. You know, they're pretty far below average and little below the forecast for today. We'd expected mid-50s. We've got mostly upper 40s and low 50s for the northern half of the state. Birmingham only at 48. And we should be close to 70 this time of the year. And even down south, we have 50s for Montgomery, Mobile, and Dothan. And considering the fact that temperatures are pretty chilly at this hour of the day with the sun out and the sky is going to be clear tonight and the wind is light, another freeze for much of the state. Freeze warnings in effect for all the counties there in the darker shades of blue. That would include areas all the way down to places like Jackson, Evergreen, Monroeville, Greenville, Luverne, and even southeast Alabama. You'll probably see some frost. Montgomery down to Dothan with lows there in the middle 30s. Around the rest of the nation, winter storm warnings in effect for some of the scattered states out west. The northeast is fairly quiet. No severe weather expected today. This is the outlook tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we have a marginal risk over northern Missouri and northeastern Kansas. Let's go into day 4. I'm sorry, that's day 5. This is day 4. On day 4, we have a risk of severe storms on Thursday through parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Now let's go to day 5, which is Friday, and this is valid through Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. So Friday and Friday night, a risk of severe storms over basically all of Mississippi and Louisiana, and that risk does extend into the northwest corner of Alabama, areas north and west of Birmingham. Would not be shocked if they expand that in future outlooks. That's the core threat now. And this most likely will be a linear type event Friday night, maybe late Friday night. It might be after midnight. And again, we will take a look at modeling here on this in just a second. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days. This is the rain valid through Monday morning of next week. For Alabama, the amount's around 2 inches for the northern half of the state, about 1/2 to 1 inch for South Alabama. So, model fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 4. Zonal flow and a dry air mass. The sky, we'll call it partly sunny. And again, we start the day below freezing in many spots with upper 20s and low 30s. And the high should be in the 60s as the warming trend begins. We can celebrate that. This is Wednesday. There could be a few showers, maybe near the Tennessee state line. Most of the state dry. Partially sunny and a good chance we see 70s on Wednesday. And if you like that, I think you'll like Thursday because we're expecting highs over 80 in most spots. Low 80s are likely on Thursday with a good supply of sunshine. So Friday, here comes our storm off to the west, and the models are trending a little slower. This is suggesting the day Friday will be warm, dry, breezy, highs over 80. We've got a 998 millibar surface low that's just northeast of Shreveport. And that surface low will be advancing northeast toward Indianapolis. This is Friday night just after midnight, 1 a.m. And you can see a trailing band of rain and storms that will be pushing through the state. And it sure looks like this might be a setup for an overnight type event where the heavier storms come through in that window between maybe 10 p.m. Friday and 6 a.m. Saturday, one of these all-nighter type deals. And typically in a setup like that, it's going to be linear, which means the main threat would be from strong, damaging straight-line winds. But as always, in a sheared environment, there could be a few isolated QLCS tornadoes within the line. And the instability values are coming up a little bit. This is the surface-based CAPE at 1 a.m. Friday. And those have increased a bit since the run we saw this morning. And again, you know what I'm going to say here. Once we get within 60 hours, we'll get the high-resolution convection-allowing models, have a much better look at this, but just plan on a stormy night, Friday night, into the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. Then the weekend looks pretty good. On Saturday, we're expecting a clearing sky, The sky becoming partly sunny, highs well up in the 70s. There's no cold air behind the system. And Sunday looks beautiful. The day will be sunny, the high Sunday in the 70s. We start the day in the 40s, just perfect early spring weather. Let's go out a week from today. This is Monday the 27th. It's a zonal flow, and little disturbance in that flow could bring some showers in here early next week. We're seeing evidence of showers maybe Monday, Tuesday of next week. Let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday of next week, March 30th. We have a shortwave ridge in place here, and if that works out, that would be very mild and dry. We'll check the rain for Birmingham coming off the GFS ensemble, the mean between 3 and 4 inches between now and the 5th of April. Keep in mind we are in the wettest time of the year, the months of March and April, so getting a lot of rain is typical for this time of the year. And the National Belinda Models. This is for Birmingham, and it's got 34 tomorrow morning, but I think many spots are going to see upper 20s. But yes, here comes the warm-up. 82 Thursday, 83 Friday. And then after that, highs in the 70s, lows mostly in the 50s and 40s. Very pleasant springtime weather into next week. And hot off the presses, got the brand new CPC outlook. This is for March 28th through April 3rd. And the idea is that ridging stays in place here across the Deep South with temperatures above average during that time frame. But remember, you know what I'm going to say here. Just always wait until you plan. April 15th, I say the same thing every year. We always have a cold snap during the first half of April. But again, for this period, again, March 28th through April 3rd, temperatures most likely above average. Hey, let's roll some Pepsi Kid Cam video, like the third graders at Robertsdale Elementary School, home of the Robertsdale Bears. Baldwin County had a great time today. They were looking good. Had a great time talking about meteorology. Soon hurricane season will be starting for our friends on the Gulf Coast. June 1st will be here before you know it. But great school. Had a great time today. Those kids were so good today. So again, to all my buddies in the third grade, you were looking good. Robertsdale Elementary in Alabama's great Baldwin County. So that's it for the afternoon weather briefing today. We have notes on the blog. That is alabamawx.com. And I hope you get a chance to see the notes over there. We'll check the travel schedule for this week. Tomorrow, I will be in Madison, up in Madison County, going from one end of the state to the other, up in the Tennessee Valley tomorrow. Columbia Elementary School in Madison. Wednesday, I'll be at Trinity Child Development Center in Homewood. Thursday, Verner Elementary in Tuscaloosa. And then Snow Rogers Elementary up in Gardendale. And then Friday, the original plan was for me to be at the Central Iowa Severe Storms Conference up in Des Moines, but that has been nixed because of the severe weather potential. Sometimes that happens. Hopefully we'll be able to do that presentation remotely for our friends that are in attendance up there. And I hate to miss that. That is a great conference. I've been before and enjoyed it greatly the first time. And again, this year it just happens to be during a severe weather event, but we'll make that presentation remotely on Saturday. And don't forget to join us this evening, Studio A, right across the hall, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.